it. So I just want to show you what the pattern would look like. I just did a really super quick, messy mock-up. So this is going to be if you have one piece, actually it would be a little bit more like this, depending on how much fullness you want. It's a fun skirt because you can really kind of do anything with it. It's sort of like a bell skirt. Most of my skirts, I like dresses that kind of come down just a little bit from the hip. So I don't really do anything too close to the knees unless it's like a pencil skirt, but maybe like once or twice I've done that. So it just depends on sort of what the look that you want. However, this is kind of what the pattern would look like. Actually, this could be even lower because it's more at the knees, right? But anyways, we'll just get started. And then this is like if you want two pieces, which is going to be a lot easier if you're making it in real life, because then you can prototype this first and then figure out what that's going to look like, and then have your big piece. And I would actually make the big piece like really really low there, so that you have a lot of extra fabric. And then of course your center front, you want that perpendicular. Okay, back into Marvelous Designer. Just going to bring up my avatar here. And so I'm going to start, we got to click on H for the pattern. And just to show you, if you make a mistake and you're like, oh no, you can click on backspace a bunch of times or delete a bunch of times, but don't click on escape unless you want to delete the whole thing. All right, so we'll start from the front and then go all the way to the outside. And we're going to do the big full piece first because it's actually kind of easier. All right, so click once and click here, hold it, and then curve. I'm just going to scroll in with my middle mouse button here, and then click and hold, and click here, and then click here and hold, and then click. And I'm going to click on Alt, and just to move that up a little bit, I'm going to click down, click here, and we're going to, oh, whoops. See? We're doing the full piece. What did I do here? We can fix that after. We're doing the full piece first. Okay, so we're going to click maybe there. And then I'm going to click, I'm just going to click all the way down here. This actually should come out a little bit. Depends on how long you want. You'll see what it looks like, 'cause it's going to go like here, and then it'll go down. But that kind of gives a nice look, I find. So I'm sure somebody could argue that's not a correct mermaid skirt. So do whatever you want. And now I'm going to unfold that. And let's fix this. This is a problem. I could actually almost delete it. Let's delete that. And then I'm just going to click on C to recurve that. And we'll fix that in a minute because it's actually easier for the back. I'm just going to copy it. So I'm going to go Control C, Control V, and then this one we're going to flip the normal and move this a little closer to the body. And this one's kind of in the right spot, so I'm just going to freeze that, and then we'll sew this to this. Well, that's the front. I like to keep the back towards the side so that it's a little easier to know which is the front and the back. So click on B, and then we're going to drag this. Again, click on B here, and you're going to drag that all the way to the outside. And then we can click, spacebar. And now we can unfreeze that and do that. So I'm going to hide my avatar. And then we want to fix the front. So this center is going to come down just a bit, and that's perfect. And then for the back is always a little bit straighter. So then we just bring that up maybe up a little bit more. It's almost straight. Let's see. What would I really do if I was making this in real life? I would probably have a waistband because you can see that it's not quite like it just keeps inching up, which is gonna happen when you don't have a proper waistband for a garment. It just keeps riding up. So you could also do, or you know what? You would probably have like a facing and serge edge of the facing, and then just tack it here and tack it here. You can even tack it. Well, actually, I probably wouldn't tack it here unless you have some. You could add some seams here. So that's basically it. But yeah, that's one thing you could do to add wherever you want to add fullness is you can add some seams here, and then you can just slash and spread that area. But I think this is kind of a good way. That's quite pretty. And it's not really too mermaidy because the stance that I have in my avatar is a little bit wider. But if you had the feet kind of crossing over and the ankles like really tight, it's going to give like a really nice mermaid feel. Again, like that's what I mean, how this is, you can kind of see this just kind of hangs here, which is kind of neat. But if you want it to be longer, then you could just make that longer here. Also, another effect that you'd want would be to have the back here and then just bring that all the way down and turn off the floor. That's going to be a really nice effect too. But in this new version of Marvelous Designer, I cannot find where it is, but I just haven't needed it recently. What else can I say? Keep your sim real low because this is a lot of fabric. So you can see my particle distance is 20. And honestly, like I don't even really see needing to go below 10, even for sims, like for simulations, it still looks good. You could also, for a really nice effect, have an extra part of the hem. So what I would do is I would make a seam here, like right there, and then Control C, Control V, cut that piece off and match the, it's just a lot of work. And then it's gonna start, it's just gonna behave quite badly. So yeah, that's kind of it. Actually, I was gonna make a second. I wanted to do another version to show you. What am I at? 8 minutes to show you like how it would be with two pieces. But actually, this is even easier. So if you go, is it G? Click on G here, and then hold down, drag, maybe like there, and then let's see. I'm just going to drag that a little bit and then click here. And then click. See, it's kind of slowing down now. Yeah, that's not too bad. Actually, I might delete that. I'm just going to click C and then, yeah, that's good. So then you can click on both of these with Z and then go cut and sew. And there you go. And then what you could do is, if this is not enough flare for you, then you just want to have this a little deeper. And actually, you could even do that. You just want this to be perpendicular with the center front. So that's kind of neat. It looks kind of like water. Oh, and then the very last thing I wanted to show you was how I gotta be honest, I don't really want to make another one in Blender, but let me just show you what I would do. I should have had my model up and ready to go. I'll just make a skirt out of, what are we gonna make this out of? What is that called? A cylinder? Sometimes I can't think of the word for things. Let's make that a little bit smaller. So that's going to be the hip. We'll make that a bit bigger. Actually, we'll make both of these. Oh, that's easy. Then we don't even have to make this smaller. Maybe we'll make this is good. This would be the waist. Make that a little smaller. And then we want to Control B. We'll bevel that just to curve that. Look at that. It's a perfect skirt. So shade smooth that. And then what we would do is we would take this and we would go E and S to make that. Why is that doing? Oh, that's why. Let's just delete that whole face there. And then what I would do, I'll make that a little smaller. Or I mean, it's smaller, bigger. So I would go Control. No, I wouldn't do that yet. I would go, which is going to be, okay, turn on your X-ray. You want to select all of this. 3 Shift Alt to click all of that, and then you're gonna go here. We're gonna make a new group, and then just assign that. That's gonna be the part that's frozen. And so now you can go and you can make sure at the very beginning of your screen here. And I'm gonna turn this off. And now I can go and go Control R and add like a bunch of loops, and we'll go Control 1 to give it some stuff. Some smoothness, you know what I mean. And then of course you can make at the very end, you want to make the E, S, E, Z, bring that down so that looks like an actual waistband. So now we can add a cloth modifier. Go cloth here, and we're going to go down here, and we're going to cache shape and select that group. So then that means that this is going to be frozen. Oh, what's going on here? That's kind of funny. Actually, I kind of like that. So I think what happened was, let's go here and see what we actually have. Oh, and just weird things happen in Blender. I'll let you know how it is. So I'm going to go A, and I'm going to go remove, and I'm just going to go click on 3 and then go Alt Shift, and then just assign these, and I gotta assign these little pieces. Now it should work. Ooh, look at that, so pretty. And then of course the problem is this is not quite the right shape at all, is it? It's not long enough. So anyways, well, that's kind of the idea. You want to free stuff, and then you could obviously make this like take all of these and then and all of these too, and then drag them up, so then you have like an actual, like it's draping from the knee. And then you would have to go here. You're gonna have to go to your collision and bring your quality up to like at least 4, and bring all of this down, and then self collision, and then it's not gonna look all, ooh, pretty. And so to conclude, it is much better in Marvelous Designer. But I think that with a little bit of work, it could look nice in here. It's just as, yeah, it's a lot of geometry. Anyways, I don't know which one you were wanting. If you wanted Marvelous Designer, if you wanted Blender. If you did want specifically Blender, I could definitely work on that a little bit more. But I don't want this tutorial to be so long. So, yeah. Yeah, like there's certain things you could do. You could you would want it out like that, right? Like, so you would just have to kind of manipulate the pattern a little bit more, and then in that case it might be easier to use a cube subdivided. But yeah, okay, I'll see you in the next one.